NemoClaw is Nvidia's open source stack that simplifies running OpenClaw always-on assistance safely. It's a GitHub repository with over 3,200 stars that installs the Nvidia OpenShell runtime, which is part of Nvidia's agent toolkit. This creates a secure environment for running autonomous agents, with all inference requests routed through Nvidia Cloud Services. NemoClaw is currently in alpha stage, meaning it's early-stage software with rough edges that should not be considered production-ready yet. To run NemoClaw, you need specific software requirements. The system requires Linux Ubuntu 22.04 LTS or later releases, Node.js version 20 or higher, with NPM 10 or higher, though the installer specifically recommends Node.js version 22. Docker must be installed and running, and you need Nvidia OpenShell already installed. The installation process uses a single curl command that downloads and runs the installer script from nvidia.com/nemoclaw.sh. This script automatically installs Node.js if it's not present, then runs a guided onboard wizard to create your sandbox, configure inference settings, and apply security policies. NemoClaw operates through 4 key components working together. The plugin is a TypeScript CLI that provides commands for launch, connect, status, and logs operations. The blueprint is a versioned Python artifact that orchestrates sandbox creation, policy configuration, and inference setup. The sandbox is an isolated OpenShell container running OpenClaw with policy-enforced egress and file system controls. Finally, inference handles Nvidia Cloud Model calls routed through the OpenShell gateway, making them completely transparent to the agent. The blueprint follows a 4-stage lifecycle: resolve the artifact, verify its digest, plan the required resources, and apply through the OpenShell CLI. NemoClaw handles inference through a sophisticated routing system where agent requests never leave the sandbox directly. Instead, OpenShell intercepts every inference call and routes it to Nvidia cloud providers. The primary model used is Nvidia Nematron 3 Super 120B A12B, which runs on Nvidia cloud infrastructure for production use. This model requires an Nvidia API key, which you can obtain from build.nvidia.com. During the onboard process, the NemoClaw command prompts you to enter this API key for configuration. All inference routing is hot reloadable at runtime, meaning you can change settings without recreating the entire sandbox environment. NemoClaw implements a comprehensive 4-layer security system to protect your environment. The network layer blocks unauthorized outbound connections and is hot reloadable at runtime. The file system layer prevents reads and writes outside the sandbox and TMP directories, and this protection is locked at sandbox creation time. The process layer blocks privilege escalation and dangerous system calls, also locked at creation. Finally, the inference layer reroutes all model API calls to controlled backends and can be hot reloaded during runtime. When an agent attempts to reach an unlisted host, OpenShell automatically blocks the request and surfaces it in the TUI interface for operator approval. NemoClaw provides 2 distinct command interfaces. Host commands use the NemoClaw prefix and run on your host system to manage sandboxes. Key commands include NemoClaw onboard for the interactive setup wizard that configures your gateway, providers, and sandbox. You can use NemoClaw deploy with an instance name to deploy to remote GPU instances through Brevi. The NemoClaw connect command opens an interactive shell inside your sandbox, while OpenShell term launches the OpenShell TUI for monitoring and approvals. Inside the sandbox, you interact with your agent using OpenClaw TUI for an interactive chat interface, or OpenClaw agent with specific parameters for single CLI commands. When NemoClaw installation completes successfully, you'll see a confirmation summary showing your sandbox name, the security configuration including landlock, seccomp, and network namespace isolation, and the configured model, which is Nvidia Nematron 3 Super 120B A12B using the Nvidia Cloud API. The summary provides 3 essential commands: NemoClaw My Assistant connect to access your sandbox, NemoClaw My Assistant status to check system health, and NemoClaw My Assistant logs with the follow flag to monitor real-time activity. You can then send test messages through either the interactive TUI or single CLI commands to verify your agent is responding correctly.